Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review comparison. Here we have the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Marvel Studios Legacy Collection, Black Panther's ERIK Killmonger. This is the third release of the Killmonger figure. We had the single release in that first Black Panther wave, and then we had the two-pack version that came with the Everett Ross figure that was exclusive to Target, and now we have another Killmonger figure release. So it's kind of crazy that we get so many releases. There is some updates to this figure, sure, but super unnecessary. Man, it just wasn't, because it's been released twice before. I don't think it's difficult to get. The tactical version of ERIK Killmonger, maybe that one should have been released again because that one was awesome. This one is cool, but in comparison, man, just really wasn't necessary. But I get it, right? It's his final battle suit and everything. So I guess, again, there are some updated deco to the figure, mainly in the masked, helmeted head sculpt. Not a whole lot else in the figure. There's a little bit, but man, it's just really not a lot. But what I think it does is, and I don't even remember this, it's been so long, there is some texture differences between the first release and the second release, and I don't know if that's something that they do in the mold of it or how that ends up working out. So this one has a very extremely similar deco to this one, but with the texture of this one, so it like combines it all and everything, so it's just kind of crazy. So we'll take a look, do the comparison. We won't look at the articulation or anything, but anyway, Black Panther, ERIK Killmonger. Amazon has started to ship these out, so in case you guys are wondering, Marvel Legends series there, Black Panther logo at the top, Legacy Collection, it says Marvel Studios Legacy Collection. So again, MCU stuff that's going to be coming out. We do know that Hasbro will continue this, so there will be other things other movies that they're going to release stuff on. It's just Black Panther happens to be the first, because you know Wakanda Forever will be releasing this year and all that. Side artwork of Killmonger there, looking pretty cool. We get another look at him there. The bio reads: a warrior of physical and mental strength, ERIK Killmonger slashes into battle with unrivaled intensity. But there we go. Let's get this thing out of the package. We'll take a look at some comparisons between the three of the figure releases. Okay, so here is the Killmonger figure out of the package, and again, this one just kind of blends these two together. Check that out. Like, ooh, we got these two, and then it blends them together to give us this particular Killmonger figure. Now, in terms of accessories, we'll take a look at those real quick here. These are the same that we actually got with both of those versions of Killmonger. There was another Killmonger, but that was the tactical suit here. This is essentially the same. The coloring of the deco might be a little bit different on it, but it's the same exact weapon. This one here, again, the deco is going to be different. I think the hilt on this thing is gold, where the other ones I think may have been black, but not a whole lot else going on there. That is a silver plastic metallic color. You get some of the fill lines, marbleization in there, but again, these we've seen these a couple of times already. Nothing new there. We get an additional set of hands here, so we have like the holding hands and then the open clawed out hands. The deco on these are done quite nicely. You can actually see some of the animal print in it as well. The gold, you could see the gold color is different from the other two on this one, but I'll show that more so in the figure itself. And then of course we get the helmeted head sculpt, which this is now the most movie accurate, because here at the top we kind of get that Jaguar print, whereas we really didn't get that before. Like, that wasn't really right, so it wasn't fully screen accurate there. And even like this one that came, I don't have that helmeted head sculpt with me now, but this one didn't come with, you know, with the leopard or, you know, Jaguar print or whatever print it is that's on there, the animal print. So that one is going to be new. And then we have the unhelmeted head. This is the same that has been released now multiple times. It was first released on this one, then the tactical version got the same head sculpt. This head sculpt is technically inaccurate to the film, as his hair was done differently when he wore the suit, but it is what it is. It would have been nice to get a new head sculpt, but we didn't get that. Now, looking at the two of them, I actually think this two-pack version is definitely a better release than this one. This one was a little bit shiny, skin tone doesn't look as good to me. The print paint apps of his facial hair doesn't look as good. I think this one's definitely the better head sculpt. This one, unfortunately, took a step backwards. On Nakia and Shuri, they, giant leaps forward. Here we take a step back. And then another thing that sucks is if you look right here with his hair, they did not paint underneath that area, so you just see skin tone there, and it's, you can see where it's molded to for some of the hair, but they didn't paint it. Whereas on the previous ones, they actually painted his hair on his forehead there. So even less paint apps on this. So that's another reason why that this thing is disappointing. So I'm just gonna pop this head off because I don't want it on there. I want this on there because this is the big change, and this is what's really awesome. And that looks really damn good. One QC issue that is on mine is this necklace piece there is just not glued down all the way, so it's kind of up a little bit, as you can see some gap in there. But that's probably going to be, you know, a one-off kind of thing. But yeah, that looks pretty damn awesome. So now let's get in for the comparisons with the first one. Okay, so looking at the two head sculpts side by side, it's big, huge difference in the amount of gold that they actually added in the paint apps. So the line work and everything, you could see a lot more gold, but the mold is the exact same. So updated deco on the head sculpt, and I think it came out looking really nice. I went back to watch that clip when he's fighting the Dora Milaje. This one is definitely more accurate, so I really like that. Now the necklace piece here, you can see the golds are a different shade. This one is a little bit more of a dull gold color compared to this one. It's a little bit brighter, and you're going to kind of see that kind of throughout the figure as well. So like here, looking at the hips, a much brighter yellow gold, whereas here this looks like more of a true gold color in my opinion, like there on the hips. And then looking at the hands as well, a much brighter gold versus a much lighter gold there. So those are the differences, although the claws get that bright yellow gold, or that darker yellow gold that matches this one here. So it's just there on the claws themselves. And then looking throughout, we get a little bit of the gold there on his feet. But between these two, the things that are going to be similar is the animal print that's kind of throughout the figure. So you see it here, like on the shoulders. I may have to, let me see, I may have to brighten this up for you guys to see. Darken it up. No. I guess it's going to be hard to kind of see. Man, I wish. So let's try that. So you see the animal print throughout the torso, the shoulders as well, a little bit on the back, and then a little bit on the legs, as you could see there. And then right here, you can see some on the leg there. So we get that animal print kind of throughout the figure, side of the leg there. This one, we kind of get the same thing, but it's a little bit more noticeable. So it's crazy how they did the paint apps here. Like, I'm not sure even how it is. I think there's almost like a light bronze color throughout, and then they just, you know, to do the animal print is those particular sections just didn't get that paint, so they kind of stand out. It's kind of crazy how they did it. But on this new one, it's because this one used more of a black plastic. This one uses like a dark gray plastic, whereas the other one had a much lighter gray plastic, as you could see, so it kind of splits the difference between the three. So with the animal print, they just use black paint, so you can actually see that animal print a little bit more. So like throughout the legs there, here in the front, the upper legs, here on the shoulders, over here in the torso, and then on the back of the figure as well, as you can see there. So that is pretty cool. That's another big difference between the two. I kind of liked how subtle it was on here, but when it kind of stands out a little bit more, I kind of like it a little bit more. Now, this one, on those smooth parts, you know, where you don't have these molded lines there, it's a smooth figure. This one is not smooth. It is quite textured. So looking at the torso, just look at all the texture in there. This one did not get that texture. How, I don't know exactly how they did it. I don't know if they would have had to retool the mold to get this texture, or they were, you know, able to add it a little easier. I'm not really sure. So this one doesn't have it. This one does, but that 2-pack version that came with Everett Ross, as you can see, does have that same texture throughout the figure there. Now this one, you can see the big difference. There was none of that animal print on this one. It was a lighter gray, and then there's the gold lines all throughout the figure. Now, the gold lines kind of showed up at some parts when he was fighting, but primarily this is how he looked at the time. So whereas this one, I don't want to say is completely unnecessary, but you know, I think this one definitely looks better. Not that this one looked bad, it's just, you know, I think only on those certain moments where that gold kind of had shown through. But I think the new one's definitely going to be the better one. But that's only if you're, you know, using this head sculpt. The unmasked head sculpt isn't really as good. But this one isn't nearly as necessary as the Shuri figure, which I think is the most necessary. Nakia, the updates are great. But this one I feel like wasn't as necessary. But if the screen accuracy for the helmet is important to you, this one is one that you're going to want to pick up, because this thing looks awesome. And you know what? It is a really good release. If you haven't gotten any of those Killmonger figures, I think it'll be a good one to have, because this is, you know, again, the suit in the final battle when he's fighting against the Dora Milaje, and then when he fights against T'Challa, Black Panther. You know, this is the suit, even though it was a terrible CGI fight throughout. The suit actually still does look pretty good. But yeah, there we go. Again, it splits the difference between the three in terms of the plastic color. You know, where it's a dark gray versus black versus a light gray. The animal print's the same, but you get the texture between the two. The gold isn't as dark. Still a very good looking figure, because I love this head sculpt. Okay, so the Legacy Collection so far, we have these three figures. M'Baku is the Target exclusive that could pop up at any day now in Target stores. There is the Walmart exclusive T'Challa, which is essentially just the Civil War suit re-released. Again, that's a third time for that figure. Super unnecessary. I don't know why they did it. They should have just done it Okoye, maybe as a Walmart exclusive, but I know everyone would want to get her because they, you know, probably didn't get the Build-A-Figure. So it's just kind of, why did they do that? And then, of course, there is a Black Panther that's going to be coming out as well, which is the same as the first one that came out. They released a second one that had the purple vibranium energy to it. But that is the next, the other one in the wave. It is a 4-figure wave. These should pop up in the stores. I don't know when, but Amazon has shipped out these three. It's still saying August 3rd is a release for T'Challa, Black Panther, but we shall see. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of the Marvel Studios Black Panther Legacy Collection? I think they're great updates. Killmonger, the least of the three. I think T'Challa is definitely going to be at the bottom, although people will have missed out on that Black Panther and would love to get it at a better price. You know, since Chadwick Boseman had passed away. This Killmonger figure, I don't think the other ones were all that expensive. I could be wrong. I have not checked. But you know, if you're gonna do re-release figures for Black Panther, you want your main character and your villain, I guess, right? So I guess it makes sense. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of the Legacy Collection figures so far? Which ones have you picked up, or which ones are you passing on? Because I get it, $25, they're a higher price, and you know, Build-A-Figure piece this go around, because of the new standard price. It's the way it is. You know, it's unfortunate. But I'm curious to know what you guys are going to do. Are you picking them up? Because a few of you guys have told me that, like, the Shuri one with all the changes in color and everything, that's one to get. Nakia looks pretty cool, pretty good. And then Killmonger is, yeah, he's okay. But you guys let me know in the comments below your thoughts. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.